and it goes out now. The race gets underway. They head off towards Abbey for the first time from pole position. Then it's Adrian Johnson in the number 22 car.
Ben Short on the inside in the white car.
It is, and he's already up to fifth place, isn't he? So 3 places made up before he turns into the first corner. And they all make their way through Abbey and Farm for the first time. I think he might be 4th now. Hard to tell because there's cars 3 or 4 abreast as they come into the village hairpin. Lock up from 1 or 2 as they make their way into this slow right-hander. Do they all make it out on the other side? I think they do. And Shorty's still sort of 5th, isn't he? It's looks like it's Thomas Sam Gormer, I think, leading in 128.
4th now, I think, on the exit.
Yeah, Sam Gormer it is that's leading. Jordan Johnson it is that's in
Michael Pearce is
second place
as well, in that bright green car that's currently missing,
yeah,
I think.
And here's Ben Short. He's diving down the inside of both of them. Can he get the lead into Stowe Corner? Nearly, but not quite yet. He's got Jordan Johnson still ahead of him. Michael Pearce is alongside, heading off up towards, or down towards the Vale, I should say. And
he's got his nose ahead, hasn't he? But
he has.
Whoa.
3 wide into the left-hander.
Probably not going to work.
It's not. So Jordan Johnson's got the lead at the moment. It's not the last we're going to have seen of Ben Short, though, in this race. Samuel Gormer is trying to cling on to 3rd. Oak Richardson is coming through on the inside of Michael Pearce to take 4th place away. So it's Jordan Johnson that leads at the end of lap 1 then. Ben Short is in 2nd. Samuel Gormer, 128, is in 3rd. Richardson, number 17, is in 4th place. Michael Pearce in number 70 is in 5th. And 2 have tangled at Vale going into club. That's 28 and 129. 28 is Peter Brown and 129 is Paul Barnard. So we'll see if anything is needed to be done to recover those cars. Another spinner I could see. Oh, they've both got going, but there's another car spinning at Farm as all of that was happening.
It's one of the BS cars.
It is. Yeah, we'll pick up in a minute. Anyway, for the lead, it's Jordan Johnson with Ben Short going to be alongside him now on the run along the Hanger Straight. He'll have the inside line for Stowe Corner. It was 28. That was the car that was involved previously, wasn't it? That's now decided to pull off the circuit again. And Short has got the lead on the Hanger Straight there, Marcus.
Yep. So second time into Stowe, and 71. Ben Short, who leads. Of course, he's got Ben on that back number plate, just to let everyone know, show due deference to his speed.
Some form of debris there in the circuit.
Yeah.
At the Vale. It's not on the racing line.
No, I think it's a bumper or something like that, maybe.
Bumper
cover.
Yeah, maybe.
There is Samuel Gormer ahead of. Yes, that's where the blue car's parked, on the inside, literally on the inside of the exit of club.
Yes, unusual place for a car to be stopped, which hopefully going to be okay there, though. Should be out of harm's way, you would think. So it's Ben Short leading, number 71, from Jordan Johnson in 2nd place, number 1. In 3rd place, I think it's Oak Richardson, not going to be in a shot at the moment. Should see him in a moment. Here they come towards us, and yes, it is Oak Richardson 3rd. Samuel Gormer 4th, Pearce 5th, and Scott Leach is in 6th place now, the man from the meeting.
Hallam, isn't it? A couple behind him is Tomlinson. So Hallam is moving up.
So along the straight, Hanger Straight towards Stowe Corner they go. Ben Short, the man behind BS Motorsport it is that has the lead. Multiple champion, very experienced driver in MX5s. There's a few drivers in here that have done a lot of MX5 races. We've got a safety car now being called. So I imagine that is because they want to recover that number 28 car of Peter Brown from where it has ended up. Well, although it has now got going under its own steam. So if that's what it was for, then it might be quite a short-lived safety car period. Is the safety car going to pick them up? It looks like it is ready and waiting to
Michael Pearce is going to
pick them up.
Hand up just to let people know that there was drama.
So we're waiting for the cars to make their way through, and it is still Ben Short leading by 0.3 of a second from Oak Richardson in second place. So Jordan Johnson in second place, Oak Richardson in third. Samuel Gormer is in fourth position. Michael Pearce is in fifth. Scott Leach is in sixth. Matt Hallam in seventh. Adrian Johnson in eighth. Ian Tomlinson ninth, and Tom Holland rounding out the top 10. As we have just 10 minutes of this race left to go. I think this could be quite a short-lived safety car period, because if it was, yeah, safety car lights are out indeed. I think it was just to recover that 28 car, which eventually then got going under its own steam. So 1 lap behind the safety car is all we're going to get, which is good news.
Got the straggler coming past the pits out of our window.
Yeah, it's a long way behind the safety car pack. Who's that?
That's the one that was involved in the incident with 28, isn't it?
Yeah, so it's not managed to catch up with the back of the pack yet. But safety car's pulled in. It's going to be Ben Short that is leading them around. Of course, it's going to be down to him to choose when he goes. I think he's chosen to go now. Jordan Johnson trying to stay with him then as we go into the restart of the race. So through Club Corner they come with 8 3/4 minutes of the race left to go. About to complete lap number 4 of the race, which gets back underway.
We still have, what, 8.5 minutes to go. Ben Short leading the way then, lots of squiggling of tyres. Second still Jordan Johnson, defending champion. Third is the blue car, Oak Richardson, the local garden centre director. And then Samuel Gormer, Michael Pearce and Scott Leach in the blue car with the yellow nose. They are next through. They complete the top 6. Short, wouldn't say stretching away, but he's opened a little bit of daylight between himself and the number 1 car of Jordan Johnson. He's got his own mirrors absolutely full of Oak Richardson. And the gap back, Scott Leach on the outside. Got I want to go. Oh, that's Pearce got a little bit destabilised. There was a tangle, wasn't there? And he got flicked and he went back one way, back the other way. Yeah,
it's with Samuel Gormer, I think, that caused all of that. So that has meant that there's now a bit of a bigger gap opening up. Ben Short gets the best lap of the race, and surprisingly at 1:23.371. Did a 1:22.949 this morning, so a few tenths off that. I suspect the track temperature has increased since then, and the air temperature has increased since then, and overall it's all going to be a little bit slower than it was
with the,
this morning.
After the 2-hour enduro as well. There's probably things on the track now.
That's right. So it's Ben Short leading, Jordan Johnson second, Oak Richardson third, then a gap back now to fourth place, Samuel Gormer. He's got Scott Leach behind him up to fifth.
Moving up to the right, trying to go past Scott Leach on the hanger straight, early on the hanger straight. Got a very good exit from the link road. And here's Oak Richardson coming down, starting to take second place into Stowe behind our leader. And Richardson and Johnson still side by side. Richardson came down the inside, but Jordan Johnson may just have held him off. Scott Leach ahead of this next group.
Yeah, and he has a great train of cars behind him, doesn't he? He's got Gormer, he's got Ian Tomlinson, who's got ahead of Matt Hallam now, and Thomas Holland's there as well. Gormer just trying to overlap with Leach as they came through Club Corner that time. Adrian Johnson was on pole positions also in this group. So this is really fourth back to 9th position, I think. 6 of them involved in this battle, as Ben Short continues to extend his lead up to 1.7 seconds now. Pulled out another 6 tenths over Jordan Johnson on the last lap.
This lap is now to 23.371 after 5 laps. She's done 6. No improvement that lap.
Hallam back ahead of Tomlinson and up to 6th position at the link. And to the hanger straight he goes. But Ben Short, of course, yesterday's race he won by nearly 10 seconds, was ahead by 13 seconds at one point in the race, and I think he's going to be back into that zone now, isn't he? And just ease away from the next two, which is now Richardson ahead, I notice.
Yeah, he's got back ahead of Jordan Johnson. And these cars all quite similar colours.
Yeah, you've got Hallam now behind the... Who's he behind? He's behind the Gormer car, isn't he? That's Tomlinson that's going very wide.
Yeah, Hallam's ahead of that group. Hallam's up ahead of 6th. Tomlinson, Holland, and Martin Vernon in 9th. Adrian Johnson is in 10th place.
Yeah, streaming their way through. No improvements to note in the top 10 in terms of lap times that time through. But there were place changes with Richardson and Hallam both improving one position. Also, further back, Martin Vernon getting ahead of Adrian Johnson as well for 9th place. Well, it looks like Johnson has reversed that. Adrian Johnson is Jordan's father, by the way. Here's Scott Leach at the head of this gaggle.
There are various sort of dads and lads and dads and lasses in this kind of field.
Yeah, and it's great camaraderie, and it's built up this year. Bigger grids this season, it seems, under the auspices of Ben Hansey, who's himself a former double champion, coordinating the 5 Club Championship for the first time, having taken over from Alan Robson, who retired at the end of last season. And it's proving very popular. This is the biggest grid of Mazda MX-5s anywhere seen so far this year. There are various places you can race your Mazda MX-5, but this is the most popular one in 2024. Good little scrap going on here between cars 21 and 64. 21 is Matt Pennefather Neal, 64 is Scott Lawrence. This is outside the top 10, in fact it's in 11th position. Matt Neal's been on the podium in the past, certainly. Scott Lawrence we've not seen so much of at the sharp end of the field before.
And that was the car that was involved in it early on, just 129. Paul Barnard just staying way offline, just to let the sort of peloton come through behind Ben Short.
Yeah, and he's one of the dads racing with his daughter Mary Barnard, who's in 18th position. Paul from Middlesbrough, who is 50 years of age, mechanic. And racing against his daughter for the first time this season.
We've got Oak Richardson withstanding pressure from Jordan Johnson in the 1 car, Richardson in the 17. Where's the garden centre business? Really local.
Preston Bissett.
I saw the sign this morning. Preston Bissett and Barton Hartshorn, I think.
Okay.
Same sign.
We could have called in to the garden centre.
For a cup of tea.
Yeah.
7:30, yeah.
So there we go, there's Oak Richardson turning his way through with Jordan Johnson applying pressure. They're 2.5 seconds behind Ben Short now, but they've equally got a good gap of about 5 seconds back to Scott Leach in 3rd, so those two can just focus on each other. As,
one more lap after this one, Ian.
Yeah, that's it. It seems to have gone by very quickly. Of course, we had that short safety car interlude. So we're only going to get, I think, 11 laps out of it. 15-minute race. There's Gormer with Matt Hallam behind him, 5th and 6th. Matt Hallam, the winner of the race early on today. He struggled to make the progress that he'd have liked to from 9th on the grid.
Angry Worthington leading the Coupe Dam by not even a second from Martina Ward and Mary Barnard.
Look at Jordan Johnson right in the toe of Oak Richardson here. Unable to make it through there. Are they getting any closer to Ben Short? I kind of feel like they might be a little bit. 2.587 seconds was the gap. They both took a couple of tenths out of him on the previous lap.
Follows the pattern of yesterday, just backing off a little over the last couple of laps.
Yeah.
For Ben Short, just to make sure.
So 26 seconds to go, so one more lap to go for Ben Short here. Completes lap 10, about to go on to lap 11 of the race.
Yes, you're right, they are closer.
Yeah, 2 seconds rather than 2.5 now, the gap between 1st and 2nd.
The big battles behind Scott Leach, and that's Samuel Gormer, Tom Holland and Matt Hallam. still scrapping away for 5th place. Ian Tomlinson in very close company.
So through they go towards the link for the final time in this race. Looks like it's going to be Ben Short to take his 12th victory out of 14 this season. A step closer to wrapping up the championship. There's still a few more rounds left to go, so it's not absolutely guaranteed yet. Side by side for second place here. Richardson on the inside, Jordan Johnson on the outside. Who's going to have the advantage through Stowe? Looks like it's going to be Richardson in the number 17 car. Just about fending off Jordan Johnson here, but it's still very much up for grabs. Johnson will have the outside line for the left-hand element, but then the right-hand line for Club Corner itself. No, he won't, because he goes to the outside here as Richardson covers that off. So it's going to be Ben Short that wins. It's going to be side by side for second over the line, though. Who's it going to be? They've disappeared off the screen altogether. It's Oak Richardson second and Jordan Johnson third in the end. A quarter of a second between them. Scott Leach is fourth. Samuel Gormer fifth. Thomas Holland sixth. Matt Hallam seventh, so he lost a place in the last lap or so. Ian Tomlinson eighth. Adrian Johnson ninth. Martin Vernon completing the top 10. And the rest of the cars coming through. The Lawrences 11th and 12th. Scott and Jack Lawrence. Matthew Short 13th. Matt Pennefather Neil dropped to 14th in the end, ahead of Amy Worthington, who was the ex-stock catch racer, who again has come out on top of the female racers. A better day for her than yesterday when she was at the back of the field and had to fight her way back through. And the final few cars just come through to take the checker flag. But another Ben Short masterclass, that one, really.
Yes, absolutely. And so having lost one today, he's back on top of the tree. And only as good as your last race, as they say. 26 has spun on the final lap.
That's Isabel Burrows, who's had a rotation, and she is going to be slightly delayed in reaching the checkered flag at the end of that 5 Club Racing MX5 Cup race. But she does make it to the end, and I think we've had 29 finishes. We did lose Michael Pearce in that one.
Yes, the bright green car.
As well as Brown.
He took a tag, didn't he?
Yeah.
At the vote between Vale and Club.
Let's have a look at the results from that race then. It was a win for number 71 Ben Short at the end of 11 laps of racing, from number 17 Oak Richardson in second. 3.04 seconds the gap between them. Third was number 1 Jordan Johnson, fourth number 13 Scott Leach, fifth was 1 to 8 Samuel Gormer, sixth 230 Thomas Holland, seventh number 44 Matt Hallam, eighth number 9 Ian Tomlinson, ninth number 22 Adrian Johnson, and rounding out the top 10 was number 99 Martin Vernon, ahead of Scott Lawrence, Jack Lawrence, Matthew Short, Matthew Pennefather Neil, and then Amy Worthington, Nico Favre, Mary Barnard, Martina Ward, Charles Vai, and Stephen Robinson completed the top 20. Just a couple more meetings to go for the Mazda MX5s in the 5 Club Racing Cup this season. They go to Alton Park in September and Donington Park in October to conclude their seasons. So cars heading into the pit lane. Some of them will be stopped at Parc Fermé. Some of them will also be stopped to have a chat with Kieran McGinley as well in a couple of minutes. 3 more races to come this afternoon. Historic 750 Formula up next, then Hot Hatches and the Freaky Park Sports Specials Championship to round off a busy weekend of racing with the 750 Motors Club here at the Silverstone International Circuit. Blue skies over the wing. A little hazy, I have to say. I heard there was some smoke blown over from North American wildfires. That's what was causing the haze. So the BBC weather forecast told me this morning. But still a very warm day, so very warm in our commentary box. And warm work for the drivers as well in a lot of these races. Certainly the Club Enduro that we had a little bit earlier on. But let's now head down to the pit lane. And Kieran McGinley's with our top 3.
So the end of the second 5 Club MX5 Cup comes to an end, and we have Ben Short here, our race winner. Ben, I heard an almighty tyre squeal at the end there. Did you finish that race sideways by any chance?
Yeah, the tyres have gone off a little bit towards the end, which is why the lap time suffered a little bit. And I was watching these two going at it in the mirror. It looked like a really interesting race. I could see all they sort of slowly reeling me in. But yeah, safety car in the middle again, which means you got to do all the work twice. And yeah, Jordan and I had a good little ding dong at the start, so that was good as well.
Were you getting elements of deja vu when that safety car came out for the second time?
Yeah, very much so. You know, just started to get my head down and try and build a little bit of a gap, and then safety car out. But it just looked like a broken down car. So hopefully everyone's all right. And Marshall did a cracking job, got it off. I think safety car. It was only a lap, I think. So yeah, was able to get back racing really quickly again.
Absolutely, and obviously to end off the day with a win, that's a great feeling, is it?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, of course it is. So you move on to the next event, sort of full of confidence and ready to go again.
Great stuff, Ben. Thank you so much for the chat. Enjoy the victory.
Thank you very much. Cheers.
Thank you, Ben. Let's have a chat to our second place driver, Oak Richardson. I think that's Oak there, is it? Who's given me the eyes. Let's have a chat to him. Oak, congratulations. Third in the first race, second in this one. So that means you must win the next one. That's how patterns work, isn't it?
Maybe, I don't know. Something like that, yeah.
Well, you and Ben had a great battle. Sorry, you and Jordan, had a great battle on the line there, side by side out of the final couple of corners, bit of door to door.
Yeah, well, me and Jordan's were having a good old. Well, we were working together for most of that race. When we got through to the front, so these reverse grid races, you always end up with those first couple of laps where it was a bit of a scrap, and we got being the top three and made a gap before the safety car, which was more of a surprise because it hasn't happened on the previous two races. So we sort of were like, well, Ben had gapped us, so we're like, well, let's work together. And it's always the case, the last lap is a free-for-all, but up until that point, let's not do anything silly, let's go for it. And we were catching him, but that safety car just took away any time we could have to do so. And is what it is, but I wasn't going to let him pass.
No, 2 podiums for you this weekend, though.
Three.
Three?
It was yesterday as well.
Oh, yes. Forgot to count that one. 2 today, though.
2 today, yeah. So
Happy weekend?
Yeah, not bad at all. Not bad.
Good stuff. Well, I'll let you celebrate all your podiums then, and we'll hopefully see you in the next one, Oak.
Well, yeah, it should be.
Cheers, Oak. Thank you very much for the chat. And let's have a chat finally to our third place driver in Jordan Johnson, who missed out on second place by just a quarter of a second. Jordan, how was that race for you?
It was really fun, actually. We were picking away at Ben, trying to work together to catch him up, and the last lap board comes out, and it's gloves off from there, isn't it, really? So I've been out racing Vogue for a few seasons now, and I knew we'd have a good battle on the last lap, and we did.
Yeah, door to door in the final corner.
Yeah, it was. I mean, it's not usually going to work around the outside there, is it? And Oak showed me where I was going, so that was it. But it was worth a try. I didn't think he'd think I'd go for that, so I thought I might catch him off guard.
Nice way to end the weekend, though, on the podium.
Yeah, it was a bit of a better drive than earlier, where it all went wrong in the last few corners. But yeah, good weekend overall. Got some good points for the championship, and looking forward to Alton now.
Great stuff, Jordan. Thank you so much for the chat. Enjoy your podium.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. And with that, then we'll hand back to the commentary box for our next race.